I fucking woke up at, like, my head popped off the pillow at like 7:30 this morning. I was just like, I'm ready to go, but I'm fucking nervous as fuck.
What are you nervous about?
Like, what if we just run around all day and like no one talks to us and we can't get anyone to talk and we just like waste the whole day? But I guess it's not wasted. We're just going on a nice walk with a bunch of expensive equipment that I rented.
How much did you spend on your rentals?
This is $45, but when I went there, I thought that you could connect the mic to your phone and that I would just be able to like do voice memos onto your phone. And the guy was like, oh, so you got like a audio recorder or camera that it's going to? And I was like, oh no, I was just gonna do it to my phone. And he's like, oh, that doesn't work. And I had already like checked out, and then I guess it was like a Friday, so like one of the other jabronis in there was like, I don't know. They were like, oh yeah, okay, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get a recorder then. But I was like, that was a close one. That would have been a bummer to figure out tomorrow morning.
What equipment did you rent? A mic? A recorder?
And that's it.
You
It's just a mic and a recorder.
Wasn't there another thing? Oh, the recorder. You took off this mic.
Yeah, I don't think we need that.
You don't want to point this in people's faces?
No, I think that, yeah. I was like, walking up to someone like this would be weird. And then I feel like there's, I don't know, like what if someone just grabbed this out of your hand and just stole the fucking...
I guess it could happen.
I hope some people talk to us. We'll see. What's up, everyone? My name is Max Radicke, and we're out here filming today for Channel 5, the submission video. My video title is called Empathy Problem, and that's because people want to say that we have a big homelessness problem, but I think it's actually an empathy problem. And we're downtown here. We've got the big building here that's affiliated with one of the major players in the city. You can probably put that together. We're here on North Temple. This is like downtown right here. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of like city, downtown type of stuff, bars, people out there hanging out and stuff, having fun, buying stuff. And then like just over the bridge, there's a bridge over the train tracks, and just over that side is where all the major drug problems and homelessness and stuff is going on. So we're going to go out here today. We're going to talk to some people. We're going to see what empathy means to them and what's going on in the city today.
My name's Natty.
Are we recording?
Yep, we're recording.
All right, sorry. Start over. What's your name?
My name's Natty.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bountiful, Utah.
Bountiful, nice. What are you doing today?
We're all at honor choir right now.
Cool, what's that about?
Basically a bunch of schools from Utah get together and we sing a bunch of songs. So
Cool. I just have one question. What does empathy mean to you?
empathy means it's like sympathy, but instead of feeling bad for somebody, it's like you've experienced yourself, you know what they're going through.
Cool, yeah. And then how do you wish that people would treat you?
I feel like I wish people would treat me how I treat them, you know? You take what you give.
Cool. Well, you guys have a nice day. Thanks for doing it. All right, there's a recording. Cool. All right, what's your name?
Tyler.
Where are you from?
I'm from Denver.
Denver. Cool. What are you doing out here?
Doing out here, my wife's here on a work trip, and we're going to go ski snowbird in Brighton.
Oh, yeah, nice. All right. What does empathy mean to you?
Say empathy means to me actually caring about what someone feels and is going through.
Cool. How would you like want people to treat you in your like everyday life?
To actually listen and to care about what I'm going through, because everyone's going through something, and
True.
that's just something that you would ask of anyone.
True. Denver, I don't really know what Denver's like homelessness situation is, but what do you feel about like, have you seen any like homeless people in Salt Lake? How do you feel about?
So I'm just walking around right now, but Denver definitely has a really bad homeless population. I don't know about Salt Lakes, but
Yeah. How do you think like people should treat homeless people?
same way. I mean, with respect, especially in that position, whether it's drug use or jobs or family loss, it's really difficult to. But then also you get both sides of it too. You get like homeless that get a bad reputation because of the way they are acting. So it's a really hard problem to solve for sure.
Cool. Well, thanks for the interview. Take it easy.
Yep.
I don't. We just are walking by this, and that's weird. An environmental impact statement, and they purchased all this shit. Like, what? We recording? All right. Let's first start off with what's your name?
My name's David.
And where are you from, David?
I grew up about 15 miles from here, Springville.
Springville? Cool. And so what does empathy mean to you?
Empathy is being able to actually feel another person's possibly pain, suffering, something like that. Would put yourself in their position, make you feel more aware of their have feelings because of their experiences, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
To share that, and so maybe we should, maybe that should help in our business, our decision making processes. We're a little bit more empathy instead of greed or some of the other things we base our decisions on. So,
Yeah. How do you wish that people would treat you?
oh, just as they want to be treated. Same rules apply. Yeah,
True. Yeah.
You would hope.
Thank you. If you could change like one thing, just like one thing about the world, what would it be?
You're asking a lot of empathy. I think apathy would be a target where people would just give a shit about much of anything instead of being just quite so self-centered. I mean, you got to realize people, they think, and rightfully so or not, but it's like a movie and they're the star of it and they get away with murder or something. They can write their own line. Well, yes and no. It's not just your movie, and you're not the only star in it. So,
That's true. That is.
along those lines a little bit. We have to leave room for somebody else's movie too. So.
Yeah, that's a really, really eloquent way of putting that. Thank you. Thanks for the
Have a good day,
interview.
boss.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
Are we on? Cool. All right. What's your name?
Nadia.
Nadia, where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland.
Switzerland. What are you doing here?
I'm a speed skater.
Speed skater. Wow, cool. We're just doing a video about like empathy and what empathy means to people. So my question is, what does empathy mean to you?
Well, empathy means to me when you put yourself in shoes of others, how they feel about something, and walk in it a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. And then how about like, how do you wish that people would treat you?
Well, I wish people would treat me like I treat them. So, like kind and with respect, I guess I would say.
Cool. And then if you could change one thing about like the way that people think, what would that one thing be?
Generally, maybe be a little bit more open towards other people, maybe, I would say.
Cool. Well, thank you. Have a good rest of your day. This is not really going how I thought it would. People seem to really understand the definition of empathy. And I kind of want to start asking a different question, but I'm not really sure. People seem to like really understand the definition, but not really. I don't know. I don't know how to ask them like, how do you practice empathy in your life? Because then they're just going to give me some kind of straight answer. And there's not very many people walking around today. Salt Lake is kind of like this. It's kind of like not very much going on sometimes. Then sometimes it's like randomly popping off. Yeah, not really sure. Maybe we'll change our strategy here. Maybe it'll just be all homeless people. What do you think about that? I'm feeling very defeated. I feel like this is not going well, and people seem to really have good answers for all of my questions. The story I'm trying to tell is that like people don't give a fuck about homeless people, but they really have good answers when I ask them like what empathy means. Maybe we should do something different.
Okay. Go for
I
it.
guess I learned something. As tends to be what happens when you set out with the intention to like, I don't know. I kind of intended to like go out there and be like, gotcha. Look, we're gonna juxtapose like all the people over here and say like, oh, they don't care about homeless people. But maybe it's not that they like hate homeless people. It's just that they don't care, and or they just like don't think that anything can be done, or like don't know. It's kind of hard to talk to people though. A lot of people were like, I don't have time for you, and then it's funny that the like unhoused people have time to talk to you. But you know, see what happens. We're going across the bridge now. We're gonna see if we can talk to some people over there.
You're the type of person like if you've been homeless. See, you're the empathy. So you've never been here and you're still empathetic. Like that's empathy. Like I think we have sympathy because we've also been here before. It's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Like in a way, like we're trying to like help ourselves, like our old selves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give people hope and shit. But like we've been there, so we understand it. Like somebody who's never been there and is still out there, that's the shit that boggles my mind. That blows my mind. That's like empathy in its truest sense. You know what I mean?
This is the guy right here.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, he'll get emotional on you. Yeah.
All right, what are your names?
I'm Carrie.
And what do you do?
Oh, geez, it's a loaded question. I provide harm reduction supplies, peer support, and case management for people still actively using in their addiction.
And who do you work for?
Soap to Hope.
And what's your name?
My name's Andre, and I volunteer when I am emotionally available to give. It's not my job, so luckily I don't have to show up all the time. I show up when I'm able to. You know what I mean? Because the real shit, like life is a struggle, right? I'm still figuring my shit out. So.
For sure. All right, what do we got going on back here?
This is my office.
What's in there?
These are our used syringes. Then we have a choice of long or short syringes, clean ones. Then we have men and women's hygiene, safety injection kits, wound care, condoms, naloxone, Plan B, Narcan, lots of other xylazine test strips, fentanyl testing strips.
You just give this out
Yes, everything's free.
for free. You just give out like drug using equipment.
Yes, it's my favorite.
How how long you been doing this?
3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those guys?
Oh, that's it's a love-hate relationship.
Are they anti-harm reduction?
I don't think so. I get a lot of them that do come up and thank me for the work that I'm doing. You're going to come across good ones and bad ones, just like bishops, priests, presidents.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
every profession, right? Every person has worked a job where they have a coworker that's like, fuck, I feel bad for that the customer that gets this guy because he doesn't really give a shit, right? Like every person has worked a job and they have that coworker. That's in everything, right? So there's cops like that, and there's nurses like that, there's doctors like that, and it is unfortunate because of course they're in a position where they can literally affect somebody's like the life or death of somebody in a situation. But you're gonna find good and bad in everything. You know?
For sure. What do you think like the most misunderstood part about like drug use is?
I think there's a misconception that people are out here because they're addicts, and I beg to differ. I think that people are addicts because they're out here. They get dehumanized every single day. They're not allowed to use public restrooms. They're not treated like an actual human being, and so you need something to check out of that, or else you're not going to want to keep going. For me, when I was an addict, like honestly, drugs saved my life. Like there were times I wouldn't be here still if I didn't have a way to check out emotionally and mentally because there's just too much going on. You know what I mean? And so I think there's definitely I think mental health is like the biggest part of this picture, and then I think drugs is more symptomatic than it is a cause, and I think that's the biggest misconception.
Hell yeah.
Well, and I see the healthcare system, the justice system, even the justice system failing all these guys. Whether it's not giving people right care because they're judging them, the justice system for not keeping them in jail, or just the inconsistency of the repercussions of people's criminal activity or drug use, and then the healthcare system, the healthcare, the justice, and in the government.
Yeah, because like for instance, like with COVID, when COVID occurred, like the CDC's recommendations for all metropolitan cities were for them to put up for their homeless, porta potties and hand sanitizing stations, just to reduce, the spread of the disease of COVID at the time. And like I was on a town hall meeting with our mayor's people, and like they refused to do that. They refused to put out the things that were like literally being mandated by the CDC to contain this disease because they didn't want to fund any money into this. You know what I mean? In fact, the way
Dude, I did not know that.
and the way
That's crazy.
Me and Carrie met, actually. We met doing different service work. I met her like when she first got sober, and she's a fucking rock star. I'm telling you, she's amazing. But like, we were first doing service work with this group called the Unsheltered Coalition. They had just shut down the road home. And the road home housed 1,200 people. Okay.
Oh yeah.
They shut down the road home to open up 4 supplemental shelters. All 4 supplemental shelters were outside of the free fare zone, so people couldn't even get to them. And then between the 4, they only housed 700 people. So that meant they were knowingly leaving 500 people out with nowhere to go, and this was the day after Thanksgiving in the middle of a snowstorm. Okay.
Dude.
So we actually plugged into a group that was building warming stations. We put up tents and a thing of propane in the middle, and like we were taking shifts throughout the night just so people could like go in there and like not die of the freezing cold. Yeah. But what I also found out after that is that the city also upped their budget for transient cremations for that year. So to me, like that is tantamount to like premeditated murder. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we don't hold our government officials to the same standard, I guess, that they hold everybody else to. You know what I mean? It's really it's blatant the shit that they do out here that treats people less than human, less than equal. People out here don't have their rights. I've heard there's a story of a gal who actually got picked up and raped and beat up, thrown in the dumpster for dead. Okay, somebody saw these guys throw her in a dumpster, so they called the cops for her to help. The cops got her out of the dumpster, ran her name, and arrested her. So after she got out of the hospital, she went to fucking jail for 6 months. Where does it say that you're supposed to? How's that protecting and serving? Like, to me, that's the bad part, right? I've also seen really good things. I'm not saying it's all bad. I don't want to be in that. I'm not saying it's all bad, but they do more harm more often than not, and I think a lot of that is ignorance, and I think a lot of that is also too much is expected of them. We expect them to be counselors and case managers and mental health. They're not all that. You know what I mean? So I don't know where the bridge is in the middle, but yeah, there definitely needs to be change.
Thanks. seems to me that like on like all the mainstream media outlets, you kind of see like they fixate on like the drug use and like, oh, the cops just like arrested someone and like got like 800 fentanyl pills or whatever. But it seems like they don't really like focus on like all the good stuff that's going on out here, like you guys and all the other harm reduction things going on in the city. It's not really a question in that. I just wanted to say thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And I think there's motive there too, right? Like at the end of the day, I think humanizing the situation is counterproductive to them because they're being funded by people who are like the 1% and the people who run the city, and like humanizing the homeless is not going to benefit them because it's going to make people feel more empathetic and want to give and help, and like in their eyes that's enabling. I mean,
so you think that by like when they help the homeless and make them more humanized, it's worse for...
I think the media views it that way, and I think politicians view it that way. I think they view it. I think they view it as like you're with us or you're against us kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Instead of like, hey, let's help people not die.
People say, right? Like you're here to either, go against crime, right? Like you just standing on a corner or sitting in your car, like you're not helping anybody. Like when they're judging them, when they're literally harassing them, when they're like, that's not what their job is. Their job is to find crime and fight against crime. That's all their job is.
And not perpetrate it as well, right? So like the 5 states surrounding us are in a different judicial district court than like Supreme Justice Court circuit than we are. The 5 states surrounding us have made it illegal to abate the homeless, right? On the right, that people have the constitutional right to own property, so that the police in all the surrounding states, they're not allowed to go and pick up their tents and throw them in garbage cans or go with cranes and like demolish their shit because it's literally against their constitutional rights. We're not on the same page here. We haven't ruled that they have that right, which is ridiculous to me because we do have rights. I mean, and when you do that, when you throw away the little bit that people have accumulated, they have to start from scratch again, right? Which means crime's going to go up. People are going to have to, they don't have the money to go buy it, right? So that means they're going to get it by stealing or whatever means they find to get those things. And you're also making them feel like they can't trust any government-funded program, that nobody's looking out for their interests. People don't really care about them. Why would they go into a city-funded housing thinking that they're going to be taken care of when you just trash everything they own? Why would they trust you? I wouldn't trust you. No. So it's just the things they do are counterproductive. They're not on the same page with themselves. They keep saying one thing, doing another thing, and people aren't stupid,
Yeah.
Any other questions, Max?
I don't know. Do you have anything else?
He gives great
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
I was homeless for 6 months. You know what I mean? It's almost for 6 months, and thank God it was in San Diego, because I don't even know how people do it out here. But like, I mean, no one human is better or worse than the other, right? It's just like, it's all circumstantial to a degree, and any given person in this country is like a paycheck away from homelessness themselves. You know what I mean? Like in this country, we live paycheck to paycheck, So like one unplanned catastrophe could put any one of us there. That's what put me there. I got laid off. I didn't expect to get laid off, and and it just threw me into like this situation, right? And so empathy is so necessary in combating these things in the human experience, and I think that we're lacking in that majorly, in this country, especially when it comes to the homeless,
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Saying that you understand what somebody's feeling is disrespectful, because nobody can understand exactly what you're going through. Like, even if somebody lost their son and another person lost their son, they had different dynamics, different relationships with their children. Just because they went through that same experience doesn't mean that they know how each other feels. They can understand to a degree grief because they're just complex, right? But like, to say you know exactly how somebody feels, I feel like it's disrespectful to the human experience. Empathy is not saying I know how you feel. Empathy is saying you're going through something and I'm here for you if you need me. Like I don't know what it's like to be in that hole, but I'll sit in that hole with you and help you get out if you want help to get out, or if you just want to sit here, I'll sit here with you. it's saying you're not alone. Like an ally.
It's kind of like harm reduction and empathy are kind of like synonyms.
Yeah, they're synonymous for sure because we're meeting people where they're at, right?
Yeah.
There's no expectation for them to go into treatment or no expectation for them to change. We're just saying, hey, I know this is what you're going through. This is where you're at.
Yeah.
I have this if you need help. I also have resources if you need help, but if you don't, I also just have this to make shit easier for you because I know shit's hard right now, you know, without expectation, you know.
Yeah. I think like a lot of people or harm reduction gets like a pretty bad rap because people just think that it's like just drug. Yeah.
Right. People think it's enabling, which I get to a degree that they think that. I don't understand. I know that it's not enabling, so I have a different understanding, but I understand why they think that, right? But I also think that there has to be like the reality about addiction. There's no way to love an addict without feeling like you're culpable and like their self-destruction, right? So like if you give people tough love, you feel like you're isolating them and you're driving them closer towards their addiction. If you give people soft love, you feel like you're enabling them and you're elongating their addiction. No matter what way you care for somebody, you feel like you're culpable in the destruction they're doing. But the truth of the matter is nobody can help anybody but themselves. We can give you resources to help yourself. But even if you got into treatment and you went to therapy and all those things, you're doing the work to help yourself. So like there's no right way to love somebody. This is just helping them stay safer while they're doing what they're doing. And ignoring it is just saying we don't love you, period. Like, yeah. Everybody deserves love.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
You're good.
All right. What's your name?
Tracy.
And where are you from?
Originally from Maryland.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah, it's been 20 years in San Francisco, though, so kind of from California at this point.
Wow. What's going on today?
Nothing. It's like a 50-degree day in the middle of wintertime. It's pretty nice outside.
It's pretty nice. Get his dog Aurora. She's cute as hell.
Yeah, she is. Everybody loves her.
Yeah. So we're just like asking people like, what does empathy mean to you?
The ability to actually grasp someone else's feelings.
Yeah. Do you think that people like feel empathy for unhoused people or people who use drugs?
No. Without the actual like experience or even experience understanding people with it, you can't really like grasp it.
They need a walker.
Yeah.
A walker.
What like if how do you want people to treat you?
Just like a person.
And then if you could change people's minds about like one thing, what do you think it would be?
Just the stereotype of what homeless people are, and trying not to like let themselves like uphold that.
Cool. Well, thanks, Tracy.
Sure.
Take it easy, man. See you later.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. All right. We good? You recording? All right. What's your name?
Tyler.
What's your name?
Zach.
Cool. We're just out here talking to people, and like, I'm just asking them like what empathy means to them. So if you guys want to go, tell me what empathy means to you.
You can go first on that one.
No, I need you to go.
I'm still waking up. Empathy. Tricky. To me, empathy is just like feeling how others would feel if like you did something to them or whatever. Treating others the way you want to be treated. Just, I don't know, caring for other people. I don't know. I haven't even eaten today, but
I think empathy is just to be able to feel what others are feeling, to feel for others, So if they're feeling sad, be able to feel sad with them, kind of thing. Yeah.
Do you think people have like, what do you wish that people like knew about you?
That a lot of the bad decisions I made and a lot of the people I hurt, that I absolutely did not do that out of any joy or happiness. I did that because I was struggling, and it's the only way that I felt that I was able to fucking get what I needed to get at the time. And if I had had it my way, I would have never hurt anybody, done any wrong. I would have never stolen anything, done anything bad to anybody. I'd have, yeah.
What about you?
I act like I don't care a lot of the times. 'Cause you gotta act tough a lot of the times around here. But, yeah, I always care a lot.
Cool. Do you think that people know that?
Nope.
What
They
about
don't-
you, Zach? Do you think people know that you didn't like want to or like feel good about hurting them?
No, I think that they think that I enjoyed it, yeah,
No way, man.
I really do.
Damn.
Yeah,
I don't think that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I don't think they'd forgive you.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I hope God
Sorry.
is forgiving me, say He is.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Yeah, when it get up to those gates. If you could change people's minds on one thing, what would it be? Is that hot chocolate, or did they give you? Who are those dudes?
They're just fucking good people, man, that come out and they just want to help us, you know what I mean?
Whether your food, clothes, drinks.
They're just genuinely good people.
Are they like with an organization? No.
They're just,
Non-profit
genuinely good
organization, I
people
think.
organization, I guess.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, we'll go back to that other question. If you could change people's minds about one thing, what would that one thing be?
Stigma surrounding homelessness. Just people, I've like walked into the gas station, and before even like taking 3 steps in, I've had people point out the door just to maybe leave. Oh, I'm not gonna go and like steal a bunch of crap and go die in your bathroom. Now, some people might, but yeah, there's just this blanket stigma around everybody homeless. For sure.
That's got to be hard.
I'd say the same thing. We're not bad people. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're just honestly a group of people that life was a little harder. You know what I mean? For most people, and we're just trying to do what makes us feel good.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Thanks. Do it to the beat of the car.
They shut it off. What do you want to hear? A lyrical or a lyrical one?
Yeah, man.
They can turn their crap off, right? If you go to Spotify, you can see my most recent song.
Shout it out.
My most recent song is called Steal Your Highness. It's on Spotify. It's on B. Frank's The Microphone Stranglers new album. It's my cousin. I'm KG Beast. I go by Kilogram. Yeah, let's see. Recollect your vision's quite pulverous. Your style lyrics game are monotonous. I'm ambitious, exceeding strenuous. Your vocabulary strength is lousy. Top vigorous equals zippy. Leave you frozen cold nippy. Lyrics leave concussions, rigor mortis like Mickey. My mind stratus is an apparatus. I got it locked like a servitudious exfoliate you. I roll like O'Doyle. You crumble as easy as aluminum foil. I thrill vibrations. From me no separation or departure. You compared to me non-measured smash tidal waves like a tsunami. We are not similar. Familiar devotion bleeding your corrosion. Harder bigger than Pearl Harbor, kamikaze, Nagasaki, nuclear explosions, ferocious commotions, leaving sensitive passive emotions, a lyrical collision, whiplash, next will be ripping.
Hell yeah, dude. That's sick.
Thank you.
What was your name? Just into the mic.
My name's Kyle, I go by KG Beast. It's Kilogram the Beast. In Kearns, I'm the golden child, real wild, puffing up a black and mild, taught to whole fuck mild, overflowing disease, too many hose whips and keys, smoking too many trees, overclothed, lots of hot linen. Fuck says, I got hydro, my bows are dropping like earthquakes, haters are straight fake, I chill day and eat cake, find something to cut, trying to get a nut, hoes can't handle my struts, coming equipped artillery in every direction, I guarantee I'm your number one selection, fuck affection, I'm just trying to blast my erection, haters make way for no protection, just hollow points for your midsection in your head, your brain will be staying steady on the ledge. When I'm rolling, it's DUI in the curb, smoking herb, and you're in my trunk like I was the doctor with my co-host Tom Hanks. I'm the doctor on the movie The Burbs.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's sick. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, now the fucking thing goes off. That was awesome. Well, thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Have a good rest of your day, buddy.
You too.